riding on the road, 'cause that's what I like to do. I'm gonna catch me a book or two. We're gonna catch a fish any minute now. We're gonna catch a fish, and that's what I like to wish for. Gonna catch a fish. Gonna catch a fish. Gonna catch a fish or a saddle. What's going on, guys? This is Jay. Welcome to another episode of Jay's Adventures. And check this little lovely out. Lure 2, look at the sea, 2, and I'm breaking 3. And look what I just did. Holy crap. Also, we've got the saddle, which that's a pretty nice prize, all things considered. As you guys know, today we're going to be working on a little bit of a farm for ourselves. And this is going to be a, what do you call it, a mob farm. If everything goes out correctly, it'll work. And one of the ways I'm going to do this is just make one layer today and then off camera see if it works. And go from there. So we're going to need quite a bit of cobble, and that means we've got to put things away before we get other things out. I've got a few things I believe I need to show you guys before I get too far into everything. Let's start off with putting it... Where's gravel? See, this is the hardest part of getting started on this, is you never know where anything is. Yep, right in front of my face. Now I can't find the gravel in my inventory. There it is. Jeez, crow. What am I doing with myself? Okay, so last time I showed you guys around, and that was pretty much it. And definitely what I want to do this time is get started on a pretty, in my opinion, simple little build for a mob grinder. And it's not going to be anything fancy, and certainly might look a little ugly, depending on how we do it. But afterwards, I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to cover it in something to make it look a little more nice looking and a little less gross. So, trying to think if there's anything I wanted to show you. Nope. So today I planted peppermint, spearmint, and started the wintergreen. What else did I plant? I could have sworn I saw something under here. Anyways, peppermint, spearmint, started wintergreen, which I'll talk about that in a second. Borge, I think is the way it's pronounced. What else did I plant? Chamomile. And chamomile is just a sweet tea flower that you, obviously you make in teas and stuff. And I like it. It's very tasty. And right now, it's one of these things. Most of those seeds are really, really tiny, like incredibly tiny. And you sit there and you go, how does anything grow that large out of something so tiny? And I don't know. I really don't know. So you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. Alright, so I'm gonna start trying to space out the way this is gonna work. It needs to have a 1 around it. Okay. And there's going to be a space around here. And then I believe I do a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, something like this. Okay. And then we're going to have this go up 2. Some of you should know what I'm doing. I've done it before. Oh, quickly, little nostalgic tour. This is the start. This was the start of our house. And, of course, Not nearly like it was and is today, but it was the beginning. Indeed. Indeed. I like it. It was nice. Nice to start somewhere and then, of course, sort of back off on that. Be able to redo things a little better. But this is going to go, I believe this is 2 down, like this, so that they won't jump back up. And I don't think you need any sort of, what do you call it? Freaking A, I can't remember anything today. Any sort of half slabs or anything like that. You pretty much just make the base, and you just layer it on top of each other, because in the middle here, right here, is going to be a hole. And that hole, what it's going to do is it's going to push mobs down in it. So let me just demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So mobs are going to spawn right in here, and they're going to go bloop, bloop, and they're going to fall right there. Now we're going to have, this is going to be built up. So we're at 125. I'm going to go all the way up. And we are going to have a lot of these built up that way, which is why I say that I'm going to have to make it look a little nicer, because otherwise it's going to look really gross. But I think for our base, it's going to be a nice touch to it, because you're going to have a tower that's sort of lurking in the back. And I don't know about you guys, but I like towers that lurk in the back. And I don't think you're supposed to have any spacing like that. 2 like this, and like that, and then I do believe this goes around like this. Okay. Again, I'm going to have to get inside here in a second, but, and actually I didn't want to do that. I kind of want to finish this off while I have it in my head. Oh, that's a cloud. I was like, why am I... Oh, man. I'm going crazy. Alright. Things are starting to become dark. Let's get rid of these clouds, shall we? Clouds off. I've never... I like the clouds when you're looking up at them, but I've never really liked the fact that they are sort of out of place. So all I want to figure out from right here is, are they going to actually spawn? And did I do it right? Because if I did it right, they should spawn. And I'm going to go ahead and go down and grab some water. And in the morning, we will, of course, check and see what we got. Ooh, perfect. Oh, that's sheep. Oh my god, that scared me. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this whole thing is I'm going to put a sign probably right here. Right there, so that the water doesn't come down, and just going to make sure that we actually get drops from there. Or I could put a sign at the top, and that way they just drop down into the area. Let's head to bed. Test this thing out in the morning. In theory, because and this is why I'm doing up and not down. In theory, since there are no mobs spawning up there, it should cause better drop rates. But delicious. A side thing here is that, unfortunately, and you know what I just remembered? I don't remember where to put the water. We'll figure it out. So up there, it should allow us to get a lot more spawn. Alternately, you know, it's going to do one of these deals. Let's get rid of some cobble here. Okay, throw up. No. There we go. No, freaking. Okay. Here we go. No. This is horrible. What am I doing to myself? There we go. Okay. Also, I think it'll allow for there to be less mobs around the area. Sort of as a extra sort of thing of why it makes it even better. But like I said, I'm going to make... right now, it's just going to be a cobblestone tower. But when I'm done with it, I would like to make it into more of a... some sort of ominous tower that has actual texture to it. And just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. So, there's that. If I do it correctly, I might be able to get it so that it drops mobs. And one of the things I need to make sure that I'm doing, and why it's so close to the base, is because you want to make sure that you're constantly spawning those mobs. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to use it. The one thing I've never... I would assume that it works this way, but I've never actually tested, is do mobs have sort of a cap on where they spawn when it's at the top down? So, like, I think a chunk is 16 by 16, and they're supposed to spawn in a chunk-based area, right? So, theoretically, if this is 16 above, wouldn't that screw everything up? Potentially. We'll have to see. Alright, so that goes there. Oh, okay, so it's just in the four corners. That's good to know. Okay. Plop this like this. Very good. And now comes the fun part. We put the cap on. And this is going to be sort of a temporary cap, but not really. Because... oh, ice. That's not good. Forget about that. So I'm going to have to break all the ice up as we go along. So this right here, I'm not building it just to wreck it. This is going to be used later on as the floor plan for the next spot, which is going to be... and you know what? I think I did do things slightly incorrect. And I'm going to look this up because I'm just going off my brain, what I remember from it. But I think you're supposed to have them also spawn on the sides. And that way, there's extra spawning. And they don't get pushed off. They just, you know, their path says, oh, well, there's water 2 under me, so I won't get fall damage. Excuse me. I haven't sneezed in a video in a long time. So in theory, we should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and cap this up. And the hope is that this will, of course, work in my favor. No torches inside is good. The only thing that I need to fix before we do anything more is I want to make sure that I fix the snow. Because I'm not sure if they can spawn in the snow. And if they can, I don't want them to. for obvious reasons. Bloop. And that'll do just fine there. It's gonna be difficult. Crap. Let's say it's gonna be difficult trying to. Okay, good. And get rid of that snow. Get rid of that snow. Fall down. Crack. Okay. And now we wait. So I sort of want to come over here, and in theory they should fall down and get hurt, but they shouldn't die. And all I want to do is just let that be a very dark place for them, and then come back and check later. So I'm gonna let it run for a couple minutes and see what happens. Alright, you guys, finishing up the episode. It didn't work. I don't know if it's been nerfed or what happened, but I can tell you I found a video from Etho, and I'm gonna go ahead and go watch that. And basically what I want to do is I want to make a mob grinder system that gives me quite a decent amount of mobs, and allows me to choose whether or not I want to use them to actually gain experience, or just get the items off of it. And wherever they land is going to be on a hopper, and that hopper is going to go down into a chest, which then, you know, if I need sulfur, back in my day it was called sulfur, now it's called gunpowder, or anything like that, I just boom, go in the chest, check it out, and go from there. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode. Next episode we will hone this, or I will probably be showing you guys what it looks like. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, happy mining and crafting.